Look, I'm going to tell you guys the easiest way, if you are already working at a job and you want to start doing lawn care and you don't want to work at your job anymore, you just want to replace it with full-time lawn care. The easiest way is going to be the most amount of work, right? So obviously the big thing is obviously you don't want to risk your job to go work at lawn care. It depends on how much you make. So this is how I would say go about it. There's 3 different methods you can take. Let's just put it with 2. I'll just make it simple. The third method is a little bit more complicated, but I'll just do these 2 methods. So the first method is you're just gonna slowly work into this job. So you're gonna slowly transition from your job to the business of lawn care. And the only way in case scenario that I would ever do this is the fact that I make less than $4,000 a month. If you make less than $4,000 a month, you can do a slow transition. Obviously, why? Because the reasons you don't really have a lot of money to stack. If you can stack money at all, this is where I'll go to the second solution, and I'll break it down a little bit further. I would start, if I could stack money and I could save up, I wouldn't build a business from scratch. I would buy someone's company or try to sell or finance with a down payment. I would not start from scratch. That's stupid. It's actually idiotic. If you are starting in lawn care and you have money, buy a company. Do not start from scratch. That's stupid. It's a waste of your time. Buy a company and grow it from there with some momentum so you can immediately transition full time. You don't have to sit here and wait. Like, you can go full time off rip if you just buy a company. Just buy someone's company outright. If you're able to do that, if you're able to stack up cash, you don't need a lot of money. 10 grand, you could pretty much do it. So if you could stack up 10 grand, you could sell or finance someone's company. You could buy, you can buy someone's route. You can maybe buy 30 yards, maybe. But if you have 10 grand, you see, I just said you could buy 30 yards, which may only be $33,000 a month, $3,500 a month, depending on where you live. Or you could use it as the down payment for the seller finance. So say you're going to buy $40,000 worth of yards, you're going to put 25% up front and pay off the rest while you're mowing. So now instead of going 30 yards, you're buying 4 times that. You're buying 120 yards. So you're immediately stepping into a full business, full-fledged business. If I was going into it off rip, going back in time, I would buy a business. I would never grow this from scratch. That's stupid. It's a waste of time and it's stupid. Yes, you can grow a business from scratch, but for residential, there's too many little individual yards. To do a whole route, you need 100, 120 yards. That's a waste of time. Yes, if you want to sit out there and door knock for 3 months, you can have it done in 3 months, which is pretty much the fastest method you're going to be able to grow that one route is pretty much 3 months. That's the fastest way it's going to happen. Unless you are bankrolling. And if you're bankrolling, you're probably going to buy a route. So if you're going to buy a route, you can start a lawn care business tomorrow if you have the money. So if I was going to start from transitioning from my job out, I would try to save up. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I wouldn't just try to leave and try to figure it out. That's stupid. Come on. Look, if you're working right now, it's probably because you are not a high schooler or you're not fresh out of high school. It's probably, if you're thinking about starting a business and you have a job, it's probably because you have been graduated from college or high school for however many years or whatever. Don't act like a high schooler. Don't act like a kid. You have to do this in the most efficient way possible, especially if you're sitting here, you have kids. You really need to make this efficient. You can't sit here with time and not make money. You have kids. You have people to feed. You have to make money. Save up, figure out a way to get 10 grand and buy into a company. If you can't, then what you're going to have to do is on the weekends, you're going to have to mow. And I'm going to be completely honest. I'll try to work a full week, Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be mowing. Rain delays, or is it going to make your life shit? Yes. But this is going to be your only way out. So I would 100% try to maximize my Saturdays and Sundays mowing. You don't get a break if you want to transition out. Just relax with that. Just go straight to it. Fill out, as soon as those days fill out, what you're going to do, this depends on how much you make. So if you're sitting here making $7 grand a month, and you're saying, I want to start a lawn care company, then you should buy a lawn care company. You shouldn't start it from scratch. That's stupid. It's going to take you too long to make that $7 grand a month. So in profit, But if you don't make a lot of money, you make like $3,000 a month, you can make $3,000 a month in 3 days of working lawn care a week. So if you know that, what you can do is fill out 2 days, and that's going to be the only risky part. Is when you do take your risk, it's going to be a lot less of a risk for you, because either you can drop down to part-time and just work a part-time job for the meantime, or get a new job that can work part-time for the meantime, or you can take the risk and just start full-fledged and just go every other day marketing and sales and door knocking. Me personally, if I was majority of you guys, I would get the part-time job. But for me, I would go straight to sales because I know I can sell. But obviously, you're starting a lawn care company, you don't know that. And in the beginning, I didn't either. So I would go to a part-time job. And even if you have to find a new one, go find a new part-time job, just so you can work majority of your week lawn care rather than majority of your week your actual 9 to 5. And once you have those 2 days filled and you switch what job you're working, you don't need to make as much money because your lawn care is making the majority of your money. And you just need to work overtime in this direction now, because now you're just weeding out your 9 to 5 rather than weeding out your lawn care company. Your lawn care company is going to start taking up the majority of your week. And that's the best way to slowly work into it without having to like risk your income, because let's be honest, majority of people can't do that shit. I know, there's some 16-year-old or 18-year-old who can do that. Me, even to this day, I can't do that. I have bills to pay. I can't just not make any money. I have to make money. So I 100% understand when you guys say that. That's how I would transition. If you guys can save up money, I would save up money and buy a company. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's not that's the absolute best thing you could do. The best thing you could do is buy 100 yards outright, seller finance, put a down payment. That's the best thing you can do in this industry. If you're starting in residential lawn care, which you should. But that's what I would do.